Oh, hi there, and welcome back to Minecraft. If you're new to this series, we're currently working on a minigame map, which will be available to download very soon, hopefully. And as you can see from over my shoulder, it is based on an island, which, for want of a better name, we're naming Geekys Island. And we plan to fill the island with a whole bunch of really cool minigames, many of which are suggested by you guys at home. So if that appeals to you, and you haven't already, why not subscribe to the channel for future updates and notifications of developments of the map and, well, releases. Let's get on with it. So, in between videos, I've made a few subtle changes to the spawn area. We've thrown a few ender chests down just to give people the ability to sort of store any items they want nice and securely, where they can access them anywhere around the map. I will add a few of these in prime locations all over the map so that you're never too far away from one. We've also gone ahead and changed the beam and the glass. Previously were red, now we're going for light grey. Now I think that looks a bit better personally. I don't know what you guys think, but I mean there's been some real mixed opinions on this building, and kind of agree with it to a degree. I'm not thrilled with the roof, and I feel like that could change. I don't know. You'll have to let me know what you think. But yeah, it definitely needs something. I'm not happy with it. It needs to be tweaked. So if you watched the previous video, you'd know that we were working in this area over here, which from here on out, we're going to be calling it Lake Bread. And we were starting to work on a Don't Drown style minigame down here. Just following some comments on the last video, Captain Ariana suggested that we add a bit of colour to it. It was just a bit too grey and stark. So we've actually gone ahead and removed all the dead coral from down here and replaced it with nice, live, colourful coral. So I think that looks a bit better. Adds a bit more vibrancy to the colour. It looks, I think, pretty cool, to be honest. Obviously not finished. We'll do a lot more, and we need to go a lot deeper here. Also, it was pointed out by Yuli, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, that because we put some magma blocks in place so that you can catch your air, but you pointed out that you can also do that in the soul sand. So we're going to have to get rid of all of the soul sand, because otherwise that's far too easy. So yeah, I think we're going to be working on that, and I'll just show you around what we've actually been doing here. So we've basically obviously added some coral, we've added a sort of back wall up here, and you'd obviously just have to swim through it. I'll just sort of skip through here, and we need to start working down there onwards. But yeah, need to spend a lot of time on that and just see if we can come up with something a bit cool but looks good, and obviously it's going to be fun to play with. But before we do that, I just want to touch on a comment made by Lord Master Trot in the previous video. Now he suggested that we build a wizard's tower somewhere close to spawn where people can come along and buy items like night vision potions so they can use obviously underwater and sea. I've taken this idea, I really love this idea, it's fantastic, but I've changed it ever so slightly, and as you can see, I've not built a wizard's tower. I built almost like a little mini mall, and the reason for that is I wanted room to expand, and I felt like a wizard's tower was going to be a bit too finite and mean that people can't sort of move around. You can't expand if we need to. So what I've done here, and bear in mind this isn't complete, but I've just built a basic little, let me just get rid of that cinematic view, built a basic little shop sort of thing. We've got white concrete, yuck, and cyan terracotta, which is alright, and just a few little basic stuff. There's nothing major in here, but what is awesome is how this actually worked. Now, I spent absolutely ages working with commands trying to make it so that you could purchase items and it works, and I had a lot of trouble. I found it very easy to just give the items, but not so much taking the items away that we didn't want. So I mean, if I click this, nothing happens, and same for that one, and the same for that one. But if I take some diamonds out of here and let's say go for emeralds, you can see 1 diamond left and 5 emeralds joined, and then we can go and buy some emeralds, buy a diamond, buy it back, and so on and so on, and obviously you can do the same here, which I think is really cool. And I will admit, I mean, I spent hours trying to get it to work, and in the end I needed to get some help, so I found a very useful thread on Reddit, which basically gave me all the commands I needed and helped me work it out. But I'll probably put a link to that in the description just so you can see it. But this is amazing, and it's the great start. So we've obviously got room to expand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more things in here, and I'm thinking if we need more, we can go underground, or we can have maybe another door and a staircase going up here, and I'm trying to open up for expansion. So yeah, so that's the start of the shopping area. There is essentially infinite because it all runs on command blocks, so it's not going to run out of stock, which I think is fantastic. And yeah, it's going to help people when they want to obviously buy the night vision potion so they can go take on the Don't Drown challenge. And speaking of the Don't Drown challenge, I've been doing a bit more work down here. So if we just come through here, obviously you've seen this part already, but I've gone through and started working on the bit directly behind it. Now it's going to get very, very loud. If I just jump back into creative there, you can see we have lots and lots of coral all over the place. It's sort of like a bit of a maze. There's multiple ways through. It's not just one set route, but there are also dead ends and bits where you're going to get stuck and run out of breath and essentially die. So the whole point is people need to get through and obviously find where they want to go, get through it quickly before drowning. But let's just jump back. Oh, whoops! Jump back into spectator mode for a second, just to give you an idea of how far we've got with this. I haven't done anything outside of here, but I think I'm going to work on that next. But obviously, just try to sort of make it as unique as possible. Obviously, it's difficult. I found it very difficult actually doing it because I don't want to block every route off, but I don't want to make it too easy either. So I had to try and be a bit creative with the coral and sort of make sure there's enough gaps between, but enough to block you in. Now I'm going to have to close this off around here so that we've got sort of a single point of entrance or exit, and then obviously start moving in the other directions. But I think that works quite well. I'm liking the colours. I'm liking the mix of them all going through each other, and then sort of the dirt and the pods that are at the bottom. That looks, in my opinion, really, really cool. So just working on another little project as well, just over here near the spawn area. And what this is going to be is a crawl maze, obviously using the 1.14 crawl mechanics. And I'm decided to do obviously a bit of glass on the side so you can kind of see the options, but you're not going to know exactly which way to which. And concrete on the top, which will obviously cover up with something nice on the top. It probably will be bigger than this. It's just work in progress, just trying to see how it works. And obviously just crawling through a maze is a little bit too easy. So I've tried to make it a little bit more interesting. So we obviously need the entrance here. So we can flip that and you come and stand on this pressure plate. So what you'll do is if I go in this way, you'll notice that for a start, a zombie just spawned over there, but also a block of glass has just come in here, locking you in. So once you're in, you're locked in and he will be released to come get you. So that's going in, and I've made an exit as well, which is this one. So if you watch that glass block there, and also keep a check out on my inventory, my hotbar. So glass has vanished. Oh, there we go. I've received an emerald. There's the third emerald, and the zombie has been killed. So all you have to do is get to the end before the zombie kills you. Simple. And then obviously you just get an emerald, and obviously the emeralds can be used to get turned into diamonds over there and get all sorts of stuff. So that's the basic premise of it. I need to do a lot of work trying to make it challenging but not too challenging, and have a little play with it. So I'm going to work on that and I'll show you once it's done, but I'm not going to show you the way through it because that's just that takes the fun out of it. Okay, and that is now complete. We've just put a few basic trees on top. I'll probably put a building up here at some point, but we'll come back to that later. Now, I've had a little play and come across a few issues which I've rectified. It may be a little bit too easy, so we'll have to have a look at it and perhaps come back to it later on. But this is it. So obviously your zombie will appear over there and the exit is over there. And as I say, if we just step on this, he comes out. I'm in creative, so he's not going to do anything to me, but I'm blocked in with him. So one thing I have discovered is obviously he can run around all over the place. And, well, you just saw there, he ran towards the exit, so you kind of know the direction you need to go for that. But I've done it before. I had it before where he was running through, and I'll just get an emerald because I was the closest player because he actually beat it for me. So I've now made it sort of an instant kill. So if they go in that direction and they get out, or try to get out, they get killed, they get respawned in the middle, and that stays there. So that's that. But also, if they come over here, so if I stand at that, you can see now we've got 2 zombies, 3 zombies, 4 zombies. So it could get bad pretty quick, depending on how quick you are to obviously get through it. And then the final thing we've done, we've just got sort of the exit here. It doesn't look too clean because I've had to keep these pistons in view in order to get the angle right, and I've just realised I need to fix that. Let's do that real quick. Rubbish. Redstone underneath. I'm rubbish at that. Oh, and they could do with being replaced. Right, anyway, so you come over here, you step on this, and then you get pushed out of the way, and then you get your emerald, but you can't go back in. That's the important thing. You cannot get it from the outside. So that's the exit, and you have to complete it. I say it might be a little bit too easy. I'm yet to, obviously I need to test it with real people. Obviously I know the way, and it makes it a bit easy. Maybe I'll see what other people's responses are, but maybe we'll make it more difficult. And let me know if you think you can think of anything cool to put on top of this. I'm thinking some sort of building, but I'm not sure what yet. But obviously I want to try and need to start getting a theme in place. I mean, I know the way I'm building it's not really lending much for a theme, but we need to move in that direction. I'm more than happy to go and change the walls of buildings and start making a theme moving forward. But anyway, that's that part. Let's head back over to the lake bread and we'll see how it's getting on. So been a little bit busy around this area and been trying to sort of blend the coral sort of section of the don't drown stage into the next part of the cave. So I've come around here and I've gone and put some more stalagmites, whatever they're called, around, and just sort of gradually sort of pushed it towards sort of away from the coral area with a little bit of green and colours just to sort of blend it in together. Obviously this area over here has not been done at all. We need to work on that, and this back wall and the roof, to be honest, all needs some attention, but that's the next stage. If we follow this through here, try to blend a few of these sort of things together just to close the gap off, but also make it look like there's stuff going on. Whoops, go through here. This area is pretty much empty at the moment still, so plan to work on that in a moment. And what I was thinking of doing with this is obviously work on the walls and all the edges, etc. Give them, sort of touch them up a little bit, because most of them need at least some attention, if not lots. But down here, I was thinking of putting a whole bunch of glass and making a maze. Basically, so you have to swim down through the maze, through the water, obviously 1 block thick, and try to get to the bottom before drowning, obviously, and collect a little prize. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to try work on that, and then we'll see how it comes up. But I think this is all starting to look pretty cool. I don't know whether maybe I'm overdoing some of the details in the corners. I feel like sometimes less is more, and I feel like I might be going to the extent of, I mean, looking at this top corner here, there's a lot. It's very busy. I'm not sure, so we maybe have to look at that. I do like having the colour and the sort of the yellow coral in there, and obviously the greens and the reds, etc. They all look really cool, I think. A bit of pods as well. That was great. That looks really good. But yeah, maybe a little bit too busy. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, and we've got some improvements on this. I've already gone ahead and built the cage, the giant fish tank, if you like. Haven't done the ceilings or the walls. I'll come back to that at a later date. That's not going to be a problem. Yeah, we've got this here, and it is 4 layers thick or deep, and I think this one might be a bit challenging. I'm getting confused going through it, testing it, and I built it. But just to give you an idea, let's just jump into Spectator for a second. We've got, let's say, 4 different layers, and there's mazes on each layer, and they all require to be completed before getting out. And it may not be in the order you think you need to do it in. It's going to be very confusing. So let's just try. I want to test this out. And I want to see how long I can actually breathe and do it. So if I just go into adventure mode and just go for a swim and hope for the best. Come on, get in there, get in there. That's it. I'm not 100% sure of the route. I've made it too high just because it doesn't matter which way you're swimming. Right, I'm taking damage already. I feel like I'm going round in circles. This is just layer 1 as well. There's 4 layers. Nope. Okay, right, so I died. So, I think it's safe to say you probably can't do that without taking breath in between. So I've made a change to the shop, and I've added 2 new lines in there. First of all, a potion of water breathing for 1 diamond. If you click that, you can see that works, and I've got no diamonds, so no longer working. That lasts, it's just a basic one, 3 minutes. That's the same as the other one, and I have changed this writing of that for anyone that's going to pick up on it and say it's a potion of night vision, not a night vision potion. I've changed that. I've also gone ahead and I've taken away the free cooked beef from in that building because, well, I mean, that's too easy for people. So now, if you want cooked beef, you need to pay 1 emerald and you get 64, which I think is a good deal. So obviously, there's lots of places to get stuff from. At the moment, emeralds are coming from that little maze there, but there will be other options, and obviously you can trade diamonds in for emeralds and emeralds for diamonds, etc. So it's starting to come together. And I've changed the floor in here as well. Hopefully you like that. But we are already starting to run out of space here, so we're going to need to do lots more with that and just figure out a few more things with that. But unfortunately, I think that's actually all we've got time for today. It's been a very, very busy episode. But if you did like it and you enjoyed it, just please give the video a big like and a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Let me know that you love the videos, and I'll keep making more. But, as always, I've been Geeky Gamer. You've been awesome, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.